We got the holes matted on the bottom. We got them partially filled with resin. Then we pushed them full of fiberglass mat, and then we'll pour it the rest of the way with resin. And then we took our top, and where it had some low spots and everything, we've cut out some pieces of fiberglass, and then we're just gonna pour the resin over the top of it. On this one place back here, it needs some resin in it where it had air in it, so we cut the tops of the air pockets out, and then we'll just pour resin in there. It looks like it's got enough reinforcement in there, it should be fine. So we're gonna get on this and see what we got. So we poured the holes full of resin to soak that matting up that we put down, and then we did the same thing with the hole, and we covered it with wax paper and chased out as many of the bubbles as we could get out. And there's still a few bubbles in here, but I think by and large it'll be alright. And then if we need to, we can put another coat of resin in there and do the same thing again. And then we'll grind it as smooth as we can get it, and then we'll put some fiberglass reinforced body filler over it to fill in any imperfections and to give it some additional strength. But that'll only be a very, very little skim coat on there. So we'll let this cure, and then we'll peel the wax paper off of it when it starts curing, and then we'll see what we end up with. But I think it's gonna be pretty good. Really hopeful. And I've got the cab lights off. Every one of the front bolts broke off, and so I'm having to get the rib inserts out of it, so we can put the new cab lights on. So working on that, and it's working out pretty good. I'm really happy with the results. Might do just a touch more work on the inside, not so much for show, but for a little additional reinforcement. But I don't think we're going to have any strength issues here. It's a lot of fiberglass mat and a lot of resin, and it's all bonded together, so I don't think it's going to be an issue at all. So y'all hang tight and I'll show you. Here's what it looks like after we pulled the wax paper off of it. And it's not perfectly flat, but it's pretty daggone good. So we'll let this cure out. I'll run over it with a DA and get it all roughed up, see what it looks like. Maybe a really skim coat of resin, and then we'll do some fiberglass reinforced filler. Looks really good, really happy with it. Could be a nice strong bond there. So some days you don't get near as much done as you want to get done, but I got the hole in the roof pretty much done. It needs just a little bit more work, which I can't finish it up until tomorrow. It's got to cure. It did have some air bubbles in it. But those are really minor. It'd be easy to fix tomorrow once this thing cures a little bit. I'll rough it up a little bit with a DA, blow it off, clean it, and then I'll resin it one more time. So I want to use as little filler as possible, and so by using resin, it's harder to daggone sand, but it's gonna make a better final product. So we'll grind on this thing tomorrow and do that. And we got all the cab lights off, and these little threaded inserts right here, they're, I call them riv nuts, but it's like a rivet that's threaded. I don't know what the actual product name is, but all the front bolts broke off, so I had to get the inserts out. And most of the rears, all but one of the rears, no, all but two of the rears, nope, all but one of the rears, the bolts come out and the threads are still good. See, another thing that'll happen is the insert will turn. It'll slip inside the fiberglass, and so you can't hold it on the inside to keep it from turning. But anyhow, I'm gonna replace these so I can put the cab lights back on. And like I said, we're gonna clean this thing up a little bit more and just clean it up for the show, and then we'll put the cab lights on, get them wired up and everything, and then we'll worry about when we get back finishing up and everything. Somebody asked me, you know, do I think I'm gonna be ready for the show? I don't know. I'm starting to have my doubts. There's 12 more days to get done, and there's a lot to be done. Got all the vinyl for the interior came today. The plywood, the marine grade 3/4 plywood for the floor, and the plywood for the upholstery panels. We went and sourced all that. We got foam for the interior, ordered, it came, and only one bundle of it was right. The rest of the order was wrong. Like I said, my exhaust, my bumper should be here sometime between Monday and Friday of next week. I got an 18-inch Texas bumper. I ordered 6-inch stovepipe stacks that's cut straight off at the top. The elbows were a 5-inch from stock exhaust, goes up to 6-inch. So everything that comes out from the underneath the truck is 6-inch. Those elbows were on back order, but the stacks and the Y is coming, should be delivered next week sometime. My wiring harness came today. So some of the parts are coming easy, some of the parts not so much. It's kind of aggravating because I want the parts here, but you know, you're at somebody else's mercy. So I mean, I can only do what I can do. I mean, I got lots of work to do, and we'll get what we can. And the truck's going to the show whether it's running or not. You know, I've got the Pete. Push come to shove, if we have to, we'll tow this thing to the show, so we can do a you know, a work in progress deal. I kind of want to show it off just cause. So one way or the other, it's going to the show, but Whether it be done or not, that's a different story. But I mean, this is all something I put on myself, something I wanted to do, and if it works out, great. If it don't work out, I mean, my feelings might be hurt a little bit, but it's not going to be the end of the world. I mean, this is my truck. I want it done right, and it will be done right. I got certain things I want to do to it, and they'll get done. I mean, maybe not on the time frame that I had initially set for myself, but I mean, it was just something that the show came up when I started working on the truck, and I was like, you know, it's a goal. We'll get on it and see what happens. And so, if it happens, great. If it don't, great. I mean, we're still working on the truck. We're still making it happen. So, y'all, appreciate y'all watching and hanging around and seeing what's going on, and y'all continue to hang around because we're not done yet, and even after the show we got work to do. So it's gonna be a cool truck, and like I always say, we'll show you as we get her done. See ya.